Hi guys, Dave here with a new lesson for you. Today we're going to look at the main guitar part to Sax by Fleur East. Nice little funky little line on this one. I think you're going to enjoy it a lot. Okay, here's the main riff. Okay, what we're doing for that is second fret on the 6th string E, then 4 on the D, then the same thing again, 2 E, 4 D, and that's all down with downstrokes. And then for the second part, going to do a ghost on the 2nd fret of the D with a downstroke, then play it on an upstroke, so you get that sort of thing. Then another upstroke, then down to 1 D, then 2, 1, 2, 4, 4. And the strokes on that are down, up, up, down, 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 up, up, like that. Okay, the second half of the riff, the only difference is you're playing the 2nd fret of the A string, then 4 on the D, and then again, and then we do that same answer phrase again. Okay, and that's the main verse riff. Halfway through the verse, there's just a very little variation that happens over the B and A chords. So the F sharp part stays the same, but when it does the B, it does this for the last 2 times round. So it's just one note different, in fact. So you've got 2 on the A, then 4 on the G. That's the little bit that's different. Then it goes back to the 2 on the A, and then 4 on the D, and then the little run at the end. That's it, and that's the only variation that's in the verse. So the last 2 times round. Okay, halfway through the verse, there's a kind of an overdubbed octave part, basically. The only difference is the answer phrase, really. So I'll take you through the notes anyway. So that's 9A, 11G, and then do that again. This is the bit that's different. So for that, we're on 9th fret of the G, do another ghost, then play it. Then we're going to do another one on the 9. So it's kind of a ghost on the down and then 2 upstrokes. Then 8 on the G. Then we go to 11 on the D. So I'm going down on the 8 and then up on the 11. Then I'm going to play 9th fret on the G twice, down up, down on the 8, up on the 11 again, so you get like that, and then so that is 9, and then 2 on the 11th fret of the G, and that's just down, up, up. Like so. And then for the second part, we're going to play 9 on the D, 11 on the G, same thing again, and then that same little answer phrase, like that. So the bridge, there's no real guitar part, and it's just a bar of A and then a bar of B major. But what I like to do, I play this in a band, is I just strum eighth notes in power chords. So I do an A power chord, so that could be the open A, 2nd fret on the D, 2nd on the G, and I just, all with downstrokes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and like that. And then I just do the same thing with a B power chord, so that's 2A, 4D, 4G. And that sequence happens 3 times, and what I like to do is to start off very softly and then gradually build up the volume as it goes through the bridge. That sort of idea. Okay, the only other thing I can hear on a record is a little overdub that you hear on every 4th bar on the 4th beat, and it's just a kind of like a little A5 power chord, and it's just down up, just played in 16th notes. Sounds like it's got a chorus effect on it as well. So the shape itself is 12 E, that's the 1st string E, 10 on the B, and 9 on the G, and you just go down, up, down, up. So yeah, it's every 4th bar, so it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and like that. Okay, the chorus riff is slightly different. So for that, back to the 2nd fret on the E, 4 on the D, back to 2nd fret on the E, then we get, so again get another ghost on the down, and then 2nd on the E, 2 upstrokes on that, so once you've done those 2 upstrokes, open E, 2nd fret, open E, back up to the 2nd fret, and it's just down, up, down, 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 like so. Okay, and then we're going to do this similar thing the second half. 2A, 4G, back to 2A, and then that's going to be a ghost, and then 5, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. And it's the same kind of picking, so it's going to go down, up, up, down, 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 like so. Right, the only other thing to go over really in this song probably is the chord sequence. Very, very simple. You're going to get 2 bars on an F sharp major. So, just going to be that. If you don't know this chord, you just bar right across the 2nd fret on all 6 strings, and then you're playing 3G, 4D and 4A. Typical bar chord. So that's for 2 bars, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it just goes to a B chord, B major chord for a bar. So the way I'd normally play that chord is 2 on the A, 4 on the D, G and B strings. So a whole bar of that, and then just go down to an A. So it's open A string, and then 2 D to G to B. Here you go. And that sequence goes through the most of the verse. I'll come to the bridge in a minute. And it's also the same for the chorus. So for the bridge part, I kind of went over this earlier. I play it in power chords, but if you was playing it on a keyboard, or if you just wanted to play it with fuller chords, it's just a bar on A and a bar on B, and that just goes around 3 times, and that's the bridge. So very simple harmony, if you like, for the song, but just very well produced. Okay, well that's the end of the lesson. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you for one real soon.